A warm welcome and good afternoon to one and all present here for this August gathering. On behalf of Velamal Knowledge Park, it gives me immense pleasure to invite the guests, speakers for this day, and also principals, coordinators, teachers, dear children, and the parents for this August gathering, the knowledge sharing session on the school students to scientists talk series, which has been in coordination with the IAAA, which is founded by Mr. Co-founder of Mr. Sri Karnagaran sir, who's supporting us throughout the session. So I take this immense pleasure to submit my sincere welcome to our Sri T.K. Sundaramurthy sir, who joined ISRO's Satellite Center after completing DMIT honors in aeronautical engineering from Madras Institute of Technology and ME distinction in aerospace engineering from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, in initial capacity as mission assistant. Sir served in ISO Satellite Center for 4 decades in various capacities, positions, and responsibilities in the space of aircraft technology domain, namely mission operations, management of communication, and meteorological spacecraft of ISRO. It's a great opportunity for the students across the state to get connected over Zoom today to listen to sir to gain the knowledge in the space in the field of ISRO. Thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation and coming forward to share your experience and the knowledge to the school students across our Velamal group of schools and other states also. I extend my welcome to Professor C.S. Karnakaran, an entrepreneur, academician, inventor, entrepreneur coach, and techno-commercial activist, the founder and CEO of India's promising aircraft manufacturing startup Pullinam Aerospace Technologies Private Limited, incubated in Anna University, Chennai. He was the former director of MIT, Alapula, Kerala. He heads SMIT's University Step Up Incubation Center as manager as a part-time role. He is the founding Secretary General of IAAA Association and founding President of IAAA Foundation. Thank you so much, sir, for connecting with us, the great eminent speakers of C Talk Series to the school students. The first session begins today. Thank you so much for your humble connectivity and taking this to the students' community. I extend my warm welcome to Mr. Shiva Prasad, a young visionary leader founding Pullinam Aerospace Technology with the mission to integrate cutting-edge technology into the aviation industry. As a Chief Operating Officer, Shiva Prasad oversees the strategic development, operational management, and technological innovation within the company. Thank you so much, Mr. Shiva Prasad, for joining us on this August gathering for sharing the knowledge in the field of aerospace technology. So I also welcome all our Velamal group of schools and other eminent personalities from different fields and industries and the students and the parents. Thank you so much, sir. I give the forward the field to flow to Ms. Professor C.S. Karnakaran, sir. Kindly, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. I thank Hema ma'am for doing this and the entire Velamal group of institutions for coming forward to collaborate for such a wonderful and grabbing the wonderful opportunity to associate with the professional body. I also want to mention our Dr. M.S.N. Gupta sir is here, who is a Joint Secretary of IEEE and former Secretary General. He's from MLRIT College. He's joined from Hyderabad, and also other PUC members, including Uma Maheshwari, CA ma'am was here. So with this, I'm here going to share you insight about IEEE. Okay, what is an IEEE? What we do? What is a professional body? And as ma'am was detailing you, I believe everyone can see this. So professional body, Institution of Aeronautics, Astronautics and Aviation is a professional body. A professional body is an organization or association or society made by a lot of people from the community. Similarly, IAAA is an association. These are all the founding members. Today we have three founding members, including our Sundaramurthy sir and Satyanarayana sir from the next committee. We are all here to promote you, and you can see Vasagam sir, who was not with us, who was late. He We missed out him last month. He was Padma Shri R.M. Vasagam. Only because of him, we have satellites now, because he made a tremendous insight in satellite chip manufacturing level kind of thing. And he is CU Hari sir, who is a seven-time director of seven different DRDO labs and dealt with Indian government's defense procurement and all. And we have T.K. Sundaramurthy sir with us today, who is a founding vice president of IAAA, who was a former mission director of Apple Satellite. You know about Apple Satellite, right? So we have a senior most member here, and we have IAAA's mission and vision is to spread the aviation aerospace activities across India. It was found in MIT by our founding team, and you can see the activities by for last decade we were pushing students, school students and college students activity. We involve scientists, technologists and industry leaders. We do a lot of activities. This is at one such venue like in MLRIT Hyderabad, where Gupta sir is there. He headed this, where we had 6,500 plus school students in one single venue from different schools. Similarly, conferences, visits to big industries and IVs, and later after 2019 and 18, ISRO and other organizations started to support. We do a lot of training activities, especially industry focused training activities. This is in Hyderabad, again clubbed with ISRO in Hyderabad and also with MLRIT. We do this aerospace and space related training centers, and also aircraft flying training, RC model training and competition, national competitions. Through that, and also we are supporting a lot of academic institutions, including IIT Guwahati, IIT Madras, where we have supported a lot of activities. Uh, these are all few of those activities in IIT Madras and Guwahati where we supported. Many resource person have spoken with us, including uh, Mercy Jabwala. James Webb Space Telescope, I believe. He is the electronic head of James Webb Space Telescope, and this person is active astronaut Michael Barrett. And CERN, right? And here in the right bottom, you can see red shirt. He's none other than CERN head, Switzerland's CERN head. So like that, we have our activities extend across the nation, across the globe. And this is one of our event, International Hot Air Balloon Festival in 2019. And ICO even, some of your students, representatives came, participated and won in this year event. This is India's first online conferences by IAAA, where we have this eminent panel like aerospace and industry side and also academic side. And in that particular mentioners are Anita Sengupta, who was the mission director for Mars rovers 7 minutes of terror. Actually, she headed NASA's Mars rover Curiosity rover's mission while it was entering in the Mars atmosphere. We have Pandian sir, former director, and Telangana Aerospace Director, and GE, recently GE supplied engine for Tejas. So he's GE head and IIT, IISc professors, and all people from ISRO, NASA, etc. Similarly, we have here our members like former scientists, and you can see this Srinath Agnikul, Cosmos. He also like startups. They now Agnikul. India is one of the promising aerospace startups. Similarly, Radhi Aerospace and other startups too. And this was during 2020. It was the first online conference where we had Isham Panigrahi sir. He is also our deputy vice president. He's from Bhubaneswar, and this is by Switzerland Space Tourism head. And government always ready to support us. And this is at by the family of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam during his Memorial Day and birthday. Every time we celebrate in a very big way. and which and that event, the Kalam Space Challenge, was celebrated across India, and this was from Uttar Pradesh, Bangalore, Tanjavur, like that, like from Hyderabad, like that across India. We have great networks with academic institutions, focused students, and focused industry networking, and we conduct such a lot of events in awarding faculties. And this is one where some 56 students are selected to Russia, and Dr. A. Sivadanipalli sir led that mission to Russia, and this was in Anna University again. And we even selected very poor students through poor and needy students through a quiz, and we took them in a helicopter ride in Kerala, and continuous training supports and paid internships for students to connect with ATC. Or this was before reopening of Chennai New Terminal. It was reopened just a couple of years back. It was during that time. And in air transport, like ATC, right? Air traffic control towers and drones. This is what a professional body can do. Here, everyone will be connected, right from actors, right from academicians, professionals, and this is in ISTRAC. This is where the satellite, once it is launched, it will be observed from ISTRAC center. This is one of our event where when Chandrayaan 3 was being observed, we took these kits there actually. Just 1 week before Prime Minister and Somnath sir, former chairman, was going to announce that, we were all watching the live tracking of Chandrayaan from ISTRAC with the prize winning students. So again, this is also in ISRO event. These are all few events where we do drone racing and other things, and we target tier 2, tier 3 cities. And I believe most of you know what is happening in startup area. This is our startup enthusiast visit to Agnicool and E-Plane company, where they do flying taxi and other things, right? So again, this is what IAAA can bring you. This is what it gives you. This is in the airport where your students also won prize. Your well students winning prize here in a recent event in December. So this is about IAAA. With this, I'm cut shorting my lecture about the introduction to IAAA. I deliver it to Mr. Shiva Prasad, who can share detail about our today's guest and our own founding vice president and our own leader and advisor of all time, T.K. Sundaramurthy sir. The session is with you, Shiva. Please introduce our speakers today.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, Dr. Sundaramurthy sir has served in ISRO Satellite Center for 4 decades in various capacities and positions and responsibilities in the spacecraft technology domain, namely mission operations, management of communication and meteorological spacecraft of ISRO. So during his initial period of mission analyst, he had contributed significantly towards the realization of India's first experimental communication spacecraft, passenger payload experiment, etc. So, having acquired this rich experience, he moved to mission development group to take up still higher responsibilities in mission operation of communication and meteorological satellites, and served in various executive roles such as project engineer, project manager, and deputy project director, operational director, and mission director for Indian Indian communication meteorological satellite systems. He has extensively contributed in the areas of mission planning, analysis, and operations, starting from conceptualizing and realization on turnkey basis. These contributions have been reflected in terms of technical papers and reports generated by him and presented in various technical forums from time to time. As mission director, he was the main architect for the design and successful commissioning of a state-of-art communication satellite, a joint venture of Astrium and ISRO Antrix for Europe. Overcoming various odd proactive yeah, overcoming various odds proactively during the course of realization of the prestigious projects, HYLAS, one another high-end communication satellites for Avanti, was another feather to his cap towards his credentials. He had the special privilege of associating with an international space agency, Astrium, closely during execution of these projects. Team Excellence Award of ISRO conferred for successful completion of W2 Eutelsat and ISRO's Advanced Meteorological SC INSAT 3D. He has also been awarded as MIT Eminent Alumnus Award 2020 for Space Technology. International technical conferences have awarded him for which he has represented for ISRO. He has also been affiliated himself in various high-tech professional bodies, associations such as Advisor for Sri Satya Sai University of Technology Bhopal, Academic Council Member for Savita University Chennai, Governing Council Member for ACS College of Engineering, Advisory Board Member for KIT Coimbatore, Advisory Board Member for Syllabus VIT Bhopal, and Mahendra Engineering College Salem. He is a Board of Trustee for SDNX Foundation, Principal Advisor for National Youth Council of India, Vice President for IAAA Association, Member of Secretary for MIT AABC, and Member for Planet Aerospace Embodiment of ex-ISRO satellites. He is a freelance ambassador for ISRO community towards promotion, outreach of space sciences and technology programs among students, common public, educational institutions, etc. He has visited many technical institutions in as chief guest. His guest lectures on various topics in space science and technology have made good impact and enhanced interest among technical institutions and students of high schools and colleges. I now call upon Dr. T.K. Sundaramurthy sir to give a speech about aerospace. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, can I share my slide?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can.
Okay. Very good afternoon to all of you. I think it's a great pleasure for me to start the lecture series for the students community especially, because we are doing this, okay, for the past almost 1.5 decades of service, and I am trying to promote space science among the students. In fact, I am lucky to be associated with Karunagaran because of his initiative. Yes, he was initially proposed to have a forum like this so that aeronautical engineering and aerospace engineering can be taken up in a bigger level. At that time, I'm talking about a decade back. Not big society or association was there to carry on to this. Then I was telling him, Karna, is it possible? Then he told, yes, sir, we can do it. Then Karuna, myself, and then Dr. Hari, we joined and then started this. And of course, initially, yes, we had a lot of teething problems and other things, yes. But I am proud to say that we are the first association members to start the lecture series during COVID period. We had started this online mode of lecturing and then taken to the platform to the higher masses of the students by this mode, so that until then, when online mode was not started, we could be able to reach only at the most 300 to 400 students only. But now, I think you all know the reach, how it is. I think as I was told, I think it will be some now 3 to 4,000 students are watching in the YouTube, as well as hundreds of people are watching live in this link. I think with this now I'll go for my presentation. My presentation covers basically about ISRO and the ISRO centers where all it is present, and what is the type of work they are doing, and what sort of activities we are doing, and then in what way it is going to be useful for the students, how they can get into these kind of job, or rather what I can say, they can also contribute in having this. So that is the very basic thing. That is the idea also. So I have arranged my slides in that order. I think for another, okay, 30 to 40 minutes, let me see how it is going to go. Okay, is the screen is available to you people? But I am not able to
Yes,
see.
visible, sir.
I think I'm not able to see the.
No, you have shared, sir. You have shared your Google. You need to share PPT actually. Yes.
Okay, are you able to see the?
Yeah, we can share. We can see, sir. Please
Okay
make
then.
it full screen.
Yeah,
Yeah. You
I
can.
have just about the space program. I wanted to dwell some time. Then I will go into specific things.
Okay, sir.
Before I could start the speech, generally I used to pay tribute. It's like we are praying for any new thing when we start like that. For us, Vikram Sarabhai is our rather our father of space program. So to start with, I have just give one small slide on this.
Sir, slide is not visible. Sir, the slide is not visible.
Huh?
Slide is not visible.
No,
You
in
need
the
to share.
sense I'm not able to understand. That is, my screen is not visible to you.
No, no, no. You need to share screen. We can see you only. You need to share the
I
screen.
have, but then how come you are? 1 minute, I'll. Uh, 1 minute, I'll. Otherwise, I'll come from the beginning. Let me see. Is it seeing?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Are
Now
you
we
able
can
to see
see.
the screen?
Yes, sir. Now we can see that.
Okay then. Okay then. I think I made some mistake. Looks like. Are you able to?
Yes, yes, we can.
Yeah, that is when Dr. Sarabhai was presenting himself in the UN Council. The council members were questioning him. A developing country like India, can it afford to have a space technology? For that, the answer given by him, I have just reproduced. There are some who question the relevance of space activities in a developing nation. If we have to play a meaningful role nationally and in the comity of nation, we must be second to none in the application of advanced technologies, and it should be applicable to solve the problems of the man and society. This is what he has told. That is, I can say it was sometime in 1970s, but now after 5 decades almost, yes, I think we have fulfilled this dream. That is, now you touch upon anything, yes, you can find some space technology with that. So that is the kind of a reach what we have. And India is another unique country in the world where our space technology is being used for the societal purpose. It is not on the question of profit making or any such thing. You take any other country, all their space programs are all commercialized with some part in government contribution. Whereas in India, so far, at least, okay, I can say 2 to 3 years back only, we started opening up our labs and then activities to the private and public, so that we wanted to encourage and then try to have many more people. Okay, let us see that in a little bit later. Before we'll move on to the subject, let us understand what is a satellite. It's a word derived from the Latin called satellite, and it does whatever the master tells. Whereas in our case, it is a simple object which is going around the earth, and we know its movement, and then using that, we are trying to use it for the benefit of our society. The first man-made satellite was done, launched in 1957. It was just having a radio transmitter. It was done by Russian, I think all of you know. In 1963, we launched our first sounding rocket with the help of French fellows. That is what we call, that is what you are seeing now. That is first sounding rocket from Indian soil, Niki Apache, which was done from our Trivandrum Tumba launch base. Of course, everyone knows Aryabhatta was launched in 19th April 1975 using Intercosmos launch vehicle. And we entered into the space club of the World Space Technology Faring Nations. Of course, this is the newspaper clipping. Our organization, of course, it started with we are directly reporting to the Prime Minister, and we have a advisory boards, Space Commission, Department of Space, and then coordinators and coordination committees. Then our ISRO is having too many centers across India. If you name any state or any place, you will find some portion of our space technology is being present, that you will be seeing in the next graph. This slide gives you the presence of our space in the almost across India. We are pan India, our presence is there. I think I am proud to say that Department of Space and ISRO is the only department which is successful in all its endeavors with a minimal amount of budget. It is not even 10% of what NASA's budget is, but still we have proven to the world, yes, we also can do wonderful things in space technology. And even now, the US is joining with us, and I am happy to tell that in another few months we are going to launch one state-of-art spacecraft which is going to be used for remote sensing purposes and then weather predictions, which is called NISAR, that is synthetic aperture radar satellite, which is of its first of its kind. The satellite is being made by us, and the antenna and the other things are done by NASA. So that is going to be a great venture. In fact, once upon a time, after our nuclear test in Pokhran, US was the first country to ban to have any sort of understanding or communication or transfer in space technology from US. But today the turbulence turned. Now they are with us, and they want their satellites to be launched by us. That is the kind of a progress what we have achieved in this short 3 decades of service. Of course, I will just give you a brief mention about our space centers. Of course, our Department of Space and the ISRO headquarters, it is being present in Bangalore, where Secretary DOS and Chairman ISRO resides. It is the main policy making body, then international cooperation and all the users. A center is there. From there, okay, across the users community, they can put their requirements. Accordingly, the spacecrafts and rocket programs are being defined, and then we do all those things. Next is Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, VSSC, that is in Trivandrum. They are responsible for producing the launch vehicles, because for the spacecraft to be launched, you need the launch vehicle. That launch vehicle development, of course, you all know, that is how a launch vehicle is important and how complicated it is in producing it. Then the associated research and development of launch vehicle technologies are being carried out in this center. Still, though we started our activities with the sounding rocket programs, even today sounding rocket programs are being continued. People may be wondering why now we need sounding rockets. It's mainly been used to prove that technology and new initiatives and then new software packages which are going to be used in our launch vehicle programs. So prior to implement into the launch vehicle program, we used to use it sounding rockets as a test tool to prove our technology is right, or if something is wrong, then we can get it corrected. If the same thing is being done with a launch vehicle, means we'll incur thousands of crores. So that is the main reason. Still, we are continuing with our sounding rocket programs. Next comes ISRO Satellite Center, Bangalore. They are the people who are responsible for producing the satellites. Whatever it could be, that is the application, could be communications, meteorological, remote sensing, and scientific missions and whatnot. You just name a satellite, the satellite has to be produced from ISRO Satellite Center. I am a part in that. I joined as soon as completed my studies. I joined there. I retired from there and even continue to be there as a reviewing member. So I am really happy. Yes, end of the day, I look back. Yes, I could contribute something to the society. Next is a Space Application Center, which is in Ahmedabad. There, for a satellite to be launched, you need launch vehicle. Similarly, the satellite should be having a payload. Without having a payload, there is no use of the satellite. So the payload part is been designed from Space Application Center. Design, development, realization, and the qualification of the communication, navigation, earth and planetary observations, meteorological payload, and related data processing and then ground systems are being done in this center. Next comes our spaceport. Yes, once having a launch vehicle and space craft, it's not sufficient. You should have a launch pad to launch the satellite. So that is where we are having Satish Dhawan Space Center, that is in Sriharikota. That is our spaceport for our Indian launch vehicles. To start with, yes, we had our SLV, where our former president, Dr. Kalam sir, was a first project director of our SLV-3, that is that satellite launch vehicle, and that was successfully launched in 1980. Okay, afterwards he moved to DRDO, and of course things are okay, history, and then whatever his contributions, yes, everyone knows in the world. So currently what we are having is, I will just tell a little bit later. Next center is National Remote Sensing Center, which is in Hyderabad. They are responsible for the remote sensing spacecraft data products generation, as well as dissemination of the data to the users' agencies. Because all the remote sensing satellites, that is, all the data are being collected, processed, and then they are made as a deliverable products to the users. The users and other things I just come in a little while. Then Liquid Propulsion System Center, LPSC, which is present in Mahendragiri, Valiamala, as well as in Bangalore. In Bangalore, they are having the design, group, mainly to cater to the spacecraft related propulsion system. Whereas in Valiamala, they concentrate mainly on the launch vehicle part of it. Then Mahendragiri is been selected mainly to use it for testing the rockets. So, because you need a very huge area, and also it should not be populated with the life, so that the Mahendragiri was selected, and then we are using it for that purpose. Next come Inertial Systems Unit, which is in Trivandrum. They are responsible for making all avionics related things for satellite as well as for the launch vehicle group. Then Master Control Facility, which is in Hassan as well as in Bhopal. They are the control centers where they are controlling the spacecrafts. Mainly this Master Control Facility, which is present in Hassan, was there, which is mainly to track and keep the spacecraft in good health of geostationary spacecrafts. Then from the point of view of safety as well as to have a backup, we established one more satellite center in Bhopal as an alternate to Hassan. And parallelly also it is been used as a center, and mainly they are the centers for interface with the users community, and they are going to the people who are effectively utilizing the payload of the spacecraft. Then ISRO telemetry tracking the network, which is present in Bangalore. They are taking care of all low Earth orbit spacecrafts like for remote sensing and scientific satellites, and then interplanetary satellites. That is, we have established two very big antennas of 18-meter and then 32-meter size antennas in Bangalore, mainly to take care of the deep space missions. Sorry, currently the antenna of 36 meter is being used by worldwide because of its strategic location. Similarly, we are also utilizing other countries' facilities to use for our interplanetary missions. Then, for the commercialization purpose, this Antrix Corporation was formed because ours is mainly an R&D center, and then we are supposed to do all kind of R&D work, and then try to produce launch vehicle and then satellites. But okay, it was not sufficient, so that many users across the world, they were asking for the support from us, so that we wanted to have one commercial wing. That is how this Antrix Corporation was formed. And now this under the umbrella of Antrix Corporation, after the privatization, we established InSpace and NSIL. InSpace is mainly to take care of all the collecting the all the users requirement, and then see how best that can be achieved, and accordingly the centers are being advised how we can meet this. NSIL is another body which is interfacing with all international centers, and their requirements are being met through them. That is, they collect or they receive all the requirements, and then pass it on to InSpace as well as to all our centers, so that we are able to meet the requirements. Then I just briefly touch upon what are all the launch vehicles what we have. That is low Earth orbits, polar satellite vehicle, and then geosynchronous vehicles. And this is gives you a small glimpses of our four launch vehicles. Whatever you are seeing GSLV, yeah, advanced version of this only is going to carry our Indian astronauts into the space, maybe by this year end or by next half of it. Okay, this is the present vehicles available which is being used for launching the satellites. Now SLV, ASLV, all these things are all been not under production. Only PSLV, GSLV and GSLV Mark III and the advanced versions are being used. This is the spaceport of our Sriharikota. What you are seeing in the clipping is the launch tower, and then how the rocket is getting assembled and then moved to the launch pad, and then it is being launched. Currently, we are having two launch pads. That is, you are seeing here in the graph. This is one launch pad, this is another launch pad, but this is not sufficient for us to meet the demand of satellite launching. So what we have planned is in Kulasegarapattanam in Tamil Nadu, another launch center is coming up. Not only that, in Sriharikota itself, now we are going to build one third launch pad, so that which can be used for launching very big rockets like 10,000 kgs of payload, which we can easily launch, and that is going to be used for our human space missions, or okay, sending a probe to moon and then bring it back, or sending it to Mars, that kind of a things, what we call it as new generation launch vehicle, NGLV, what it is been acronym. So like that, this is the spaceport. Then we will move on to the spacecraft family. What we have communication and then meteorological satellites, remote sensing satellites, navigation and positioning, and scientific missions. Briefly, I can say the applications wise. Anyway, I'm not going to read all these things because well, these are all well-known things. We are using it for now decades together. We are using our satellite for telemedicine purposes, because our country consists of a lot of villages where they don't have a highly specialized hospitals. So through our satellites, we are connecting the villages and then get the patient to have a best treatment. I think this now we have almost more than 1,000 plus centers have been used, established and are being used, and our SARC countries are also using this facility. Next best is space education. See, in a classroom, as I told you, if a professor teaches, it can reach a maximum, okay, 40 to 60 students. But with our space technology, the same lecture can be broadcast in receive and transmit port, so that the entire country can listen to the lecture, and they can be benefited, and they can put their questions and then get the answers. This is how our space education, and we have launched one exclusive satellite called EduSat also. So the network, what I just put is, it is networked even from school level and to the state capitals, so that all the people have been brought under this, so that we can have a better and broader network for disseminating the very good professors' knowledge across our India. The students can get benefited. That is the main idea. And then, of course, village community resources systems and all other things, it is being used. And then search and rescue operations. That is, when a ship is in the deep sea and if it gets into a problem, there is no way of communicating to the people who are concerned. No? So what we established is, the moment the ship gets into a problem, there is a beacon which gets turned on, and then that beacon will be keep on sending it distress signals. Those signals will be picked up by the spacecraft, and in turn, it sends it to the nearest terminal, whatever, wherever it is available. From there, it's sent to the actual mission control. From there, it is processed, and then the rescue operation, either through helicopter or by another ship, or by sending some aircrafts, so that we can rescue. This is how our rescue system is working. Disaster management, yes. Once some disaster happens, how the mitigation things are being carried out. For that also we are using our spacecraft technology. Then cyclone warning system. Our India is a country where our three sites are being surrounded by sea. So, but the cyclone is a normal thing along the coastal area. So, we have established more than now, as on today, it is around 800 plus centers have been established, so that whenever there are some cyclone, the people are being alerted, and then we are saving them. Okay, then as far as the remote sensing is concerned, the applications wise, if you really see, we are serving agriculture and the crop productions, forest area and bio resources availability, water resources, then geology, ocean and coastal coverages, and then how it is being to be utilized, then environmental sciences, then for rural development as well as urban management, then cartography. This is another main thing which we are giving it for town planning, making the national highway, all those things. Then climate modeling as well as global change. All these things, of course, we are doing it in a integrated mission mode, and then sustainable development we are using it. As far as the imaging capability is concerned, to start with, we had the optics accuracy, which can detect 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer by 1 pixel. But today, we have improved our optics as well as our processing technology. We can have a meter by meter, that is 1 meter will be represented as a dot. That means sub-meter also now we have. With this technology, we can detect a car which is going on the road. So that is the kind of accuracy what we have currently, and it is being used by our defense people for strategic purposes. Let me not go too much into that details. Then Earth observation applications wise, anyway, I have already told you, and this slide gives you an overview of how those things are really being used. If you really see that oceanographic satellites, it gives them the potential fishing zone and the kind of area where they can have, as well as coastal zone mapping it is used. Weather and climate change it is used. Then land, that is one of the best one currently being used by all state government people to plan their villages properly, so that the land is being utilized, and then even the wastelands can be now made as portable lands, and then we can use it for agricultural purposes. And then water management, wherever there is a potential for water, so that water scarcity can be taken care, and then we are using it. Then disaster management support, of course, disasters we cannot avoid, but how best we can manage to come out of the disaster and then give the relevant assistance to them. That is how, that is also we are having it. Then, of course, forecasting of agricultural outputs and other things. These things are all, let me not. As far as the space sciences is concerned, yes, for our engineering purposes, space science is the best one, so that we can have all those things. To meet that, yes, astronomy and astrophysics, planetary atmospheres and aeronomy, earth sciences and solar system studies, then theoretical physics. All these things, of course, anyway, you know very well. We are having X-ray astronomy, gamma ray burst, then equatorial jets, solar flares, and other things are all being used for this purpose. Of course, AstroSat is one such satellite which is being used, and it is or been giving, or the data is being taken by the worldwide physicists, and then they are finding out the basics of stars and all kinds of our universe. Then, of course, we are having the mini satellites. Then Chandrayaan 1, all of us know what Chandrayaan 1 we did. Water was the first Indian contribution to the world to tell that moon has water. Even though in 1969 Neil Armstrong landed on moon, they could not precisely tell water is present or not. But whereas in 2008, we proved the world, yes, we told them, yes, moon is having plenty of water. And of course, Chandrayaan 2, of course, we had in the last month, we had the failure. And then Chandrayaan 3, we have done it. And Chandrayaan now 4, we are planning to bring back some of the samples. Okay, Chandrayaan 5, we are going to have a permanent module to be established in moon itself, and then we are planning to have our own center there, and then we are going to see how the moon living establishments can be made. Okay, apart from that, of course, then anyway, we have our own oh, this slide is a very old one. As on today, now we have launched more than 480 satellites of other countries. 20 years back, we were looking for people to launch our satellites, but today, entire world is with us to launch their satellites. So I'm proud to tell that we have launched something like 486 satellites of 36 countries today. That includes America, Russia, China, Japan, all countries. Though they are having their own launch vehicles, but some small payloads, and which they are not able to meet due to the time schedule, or everyone is having their own constraints. So to meet there, yes, we have supported them. Similarly, yes, we are also launching our satellites through their launch vehicles. Now, I think before I move on to the next slide, I would like to tell something to the students community. As far as the science is concerned, that is the basic thing for our engineering. And for space technology, you need two basic things. That is physics and mathematics. So, my first sincere, it is not advice, request. You try to have the basic fundamental knowledge of science, especially physics as well as mathematics. If you are very good at these two things, then you can achieve anything in the world. I think I'm 100% sure of that. Though many people may be telling you there are other subjects which is taking you and all, but only thing is you need a medium. So these two things are the very basic things. Now, in India and across the world, space technology is almost, I can tell, in 2000, IT, it has made a revolution. But now, the next revolution is going to be in space technology. And it is already started. I can tell you, in 2030, the projected budget of space technology is more than $1.5 trillion. Our space budget, if you look at it, last financial year, what it was given was around 3,000 crores. It is just compared to any other budget, it is peanuts. But still, even with it shoestring budget, our people, we have done enough, and then we established ourselves in the spacefaring nation across the world. So another thing what I can tell you is you try to utilize the opportunities available to you, the staff members available to you, the kind of facilities available to you, like internet, Google, you name anything. See, in fact, I would like to tell you one small thing about myself. When I studied my engineering, we didn't have even textbooks, because for our entire class of 20 students, we were having only two textbooks, that too in the library only. So we used to lend them in the night time, and then there is going to be a competition also. So we among ourselves, yes, but now that is not the case. You have everything with you. In fact, in my days, calculator itself was not available. Only we were using that slide rules, and then Clark's tables. So those kind of things. But of course, at the time we were just having concentrated on the studying, because for us there were no luckily there were no other things which taken our attention, like what we have now. In fact, nowadays I see even a 3-year-old boy, he is using the mobile, and then almost when he is awake, from that time onwards until he goes to the bed, he is seeing the screen. But that kind of a things, anyway, we were not being there. So I think I can say that I am lucky, though the facilities were not available, whereas we were having a good teachers. We used to go after them and then clear our doubts, and they were also generous enough to spend quality time with us. In fact, sometimes we used to go to their house also in the night time without any hesitations. Yes, they used to give us food, as well as they teach us and then clear our doubt. So that kind of a things and the dedication what we have. So only my request, it is not advice, utilize the facilities available to you. This is the age where you are supposed to acquire as much as possible. I can tell you in another way is, it is like depositing the money in the bank so that you can use it later when you require. So that is the kind of, now you try to grow your knowledge in all kinds of things. Academically, you should be, yes, exceptionally bright, so that the world is highly competitive. When we were studying, only government engineering colleges were there. But today, in Tamil Nadu alone, I think something like 600 engineering colleges are there. Where do they come? And then see 600 as an average, even if you put 200 students, 1,20,000 students, where will they get the job opportunities? So that way the competition is also becoming more and more, and it is very difficult to get a quality job. To get it means then you have to be work hard, and you should be first in your academic career. Not only that, you should try to have some extracurricular activities, like other things like programming and all these kinds of things. Okay, I think 3 days back I was in Chennai for engineering college students light aircraft design competition. These students were electronics and mechanical students. They built the the aircraft with 1.5 kg, and they have flown it with 500 grams of the payload. And the aircraft flown for 1.5 minutes. I was really stunned to see that, because I was one among the judges. See, that is the kind of it is not there in their curriculum, but out of interest they have done it. No, that is the kind of, because those are the people who will definitely succeed in their life. So hard work is the only thing for success. There is no shortcut. you have to work hard, and then you have to put all your dedication and effort into it. If your interest and then dedication is 100%, your success is assured. So I don't want to go again too much into it. I don't know whether I have stepped more into my time. Before that, I just wanted to show everyone should have their vision. So ISRO vision is continue the operational services, then the image capabilities, and then to meet the defense requirements, we continue to do the satellites in there. Then space science missions are to be launched more to know the solar system and the universe, and then development of heavy lift launchers so that we can go to moon and come back, or go to Mars and come back, and make colonies in moon and all these kinds of things. Then lunar and interplanetary exploratory missions we are anyway already planning. Then reusable launch vehicles. This is, of course, you people are all know SpaceX is the fellow which is using. I think he has used the first stage booster almost 14 times. That means what we could currently, if a expendable vehicle means 14 such stages should have been made. But now the same stage has been recovered, refurbished, and then launched. That means the launch cost will come down at least one tenth. That means if I want to send a payload of a kg, currently it is around $500, which can easily be brought to $50 a kg. So that is the kind of a thing with reusable launch vehicles. Of course, human space flights, this anyway we have to see. This is our. Before I could.
Future vision benefit every citizen. Rural literacy and mass education create vibrant space industry, significant global space presence, expanding the spirit of exploration, space environment for industrial and scientific activities, leapfrog the frontiers of high technology.
So before I could conclude, space is not the limit for us. Nothing is impossible with hard work, and nothing is possible without hard work. We are better among the best. All the very best for you people. Thank you very much for your patient listening. I am now open for the questions.
Thank you so much, sir. I request faculties or representative who have logged in behalf of our school can ask questions of students. We are ready to interact. You can even drop in chat box. Tamil கேட்கலாம், whichever language you are convenient, you can please ask. I request faculties and coordinators.
Even if you want to ask over a speaker, you can raise your hand or you can show the icon so that we can unmute the particular ID so that you can interact with our Dr. Sundaramurthy sir or Karnakaran sir. The queries will be cleared. Utilize the opportunity, students. Whoever have the queries can get it clarified.
Just feel free. Then can we call randomly?
Yes, sir. You can also call randomly.
So I will start with Velamal Tanjavur.
Yes, sir. So anyone from Tanjavur can either share your feedback and can ask your query. You can unmute. We are given the permission. Even faculty or a student can come forward from Tanjavur campus. Any student from Pondicherry or staff from Pondicherry?
Yeah, there are few questions in the chat box.
Yes, sir. You can read it out so that
Yeah,
sir
good
or
evening,
anybody
sir.
can.
What course we have to take after 12th standard to get chance in space research? Sir,
Basically, yes. See, thing is, okay, I can tell you one small thing. To make a car, what are all the things you require? You require all kinds of things. So it is not that specifically this is the one thing which you require. If I ask you in our human body, which is the most important one, or which is the one you require to live, if you say something, yes, without other things you can't have, like that, you whatever you study, you can contribute in space technology. Let us take it. If you are doing civil engineering, yes, you can construct the buildings. The rocket building, launching towers you have to make, or testing towers, I need civil engineers. Similarly, for all electrical works, I need electrical fellows. Similarly, for the avionics and other guidance and control, I need electronics people. Similarly, for solving the problems, I need computer specialists. Like that, in every field, the specialists are required to complete either the rocket technology or the space technology or the users meeting the requirements. So wherever you are, whatever you are, but you should be knowledgeable enough to contribute the requirements. You can definitely join in space technology, whatever be your core subject.
sir, and one student have raised jazz in like Pondicherry, I guess. Before that, there is a question. Mahendragiri, there is no population. We have liquid LPSC there. Why in Bangalore, since there is many population, how in Bangalore ISRO center can be there?
Okay. See, in Mahendragiri, we are testing the large rocket engines, whereas in Bangalore, we are only making the satellites. So, while making the satellites, though it is involving a lot of safety aspects and other things, the environmental, that is when I test the rocket engine, at the time, the kind of combustion gases which is coming out of the engine, it is like when you see the rocket is being launched, you will be seeing a huge amount of smoke. That is actually, it is a fully chemical thing. So if it is been already been if it been there, the population, they will be affected, their health will be affected. So that is the reason a remote area like Mahendragiri is selected. And similarly, all the launch vehicle centers are, if you see, it will be on the coastal area of the sea, so that even something happens to the rocket explodes, but that doesn't affect the living beings. That is the very big reason where we are selecting these remote areas, especially hilly zone, where we select this. The damage in case of any explosion or the chemical kind of things which is going to be spread in the atmosphere is minimized by selecting these kind of remote areas.
And this question was actually from Kanchipuram. And then there is a hand raised by Puducherry, like Jays in the BBC.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Sir, one
Yes.
student is asking. Yes, one student has some doubts, sir. Yes, ask
Yes.
you. Sir, we can be in sometimes we can be live in Mars also, sir. It is able to live or
Yeah. See, thing is, yes, it's a good question. In fact, now living in the moon is first been explored, and then now, yes, the right question. The indications from Mars, whatever we have collected based on the data availability, it suggests, please listen, it suggests the environment available in Mars may be or can be, or I can say, to be suitable for living beings being there. So, to that, first they are searching for the presence of methane, because methane is the one thing which unambiguously proves that a living being is there. So, to that extent, all the research and other activities are being focused on that. So, that is why it is being proposed. Yes, a human establishment can be made in Mars, but the only problem is the time it takes to reach Mars. To reach Mars, almost it take 9+ months. 9+ months. That is almost around 280 days it takes for us to reach Mars. Until then, the human beings think to be taken care. So those things are all been now been tested in the ground. Already, two teams of experts have lived in a cage-like thing with Martian conditions. So, like that, a lot of things are being going on. Hope we will see maybe in a decade or 2 or 3. I cannot say the time frame. Yes, there could be a dwelling in Mars.
Sir, it was great, and we are having questions from a couple of more people like
Thank you, sir.
BBC Trichy. Thank you, BBC Trichy, and then a faculty from English faculty named Raja Mani. I invite BBC Trichy to ask you a question.
Sir, sir, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Pratiksha of grade 12.
Yes.
So my question is there any bio-related course or job available in ISRO? If yes, can I know what are those and the qualification required for those?
Okay, for our human space mission, the basic thing we could is all bio-related things. But already a lot of things are going on. Then we are having Indian Institute of Astro Medical Unit, which is in Bangalore. And as a part of our human space mission, yes, there is a separate center has been established, and that center, yes, a lot of bio students are already there as specialists, so that you can join. There is absolutely no problem.
Sir, but the qualification for those are like should be completed from
That
the
is, see, in bio there are so many things, See, well, I think it is not only, in fact, it starts from food to the living things, organisms, and then microbiology. All these things are all. But I think for everything, anyway, we require. See, if I want to send a human being to space, means all these requirements I'll have to take care. So, bio is one such aspect which we should have. So, we require all kinds of specialists to take care of the bio part of it.
Sir, I like to add in that you might have seen the first conference when I have shared online conference of IAAA, which we have done it in 2020. You might have seen startups in the page also, along with the leading senior NASA scientists, ISRO people. At the time, Agnikul was very beginning stage. Now you can see Agnikul having raised the 800 crores and having value of more than 4,000 or 5,000 crores, and they are doing much pretty good. Similarly, we have a lot of our startup. Our own IAAA volunteer Kiran, he's heading agriculture and space startup, and there are a lot of potential for medical and space also. And for that, what you need is your own dedication and focus to groom your expertise in that field. As Sir said, space food is a very big area. Again, you need to we can have a one-to-one communication and guidance in this after this talk even in detail to take it up. But one first thing is discipline. Your motivation should not be like opening up of soda. Even after that, your discipline should focus on to become a scientist. First thing, you do your UG well and have it with a great focus. Connect with these such forums and get networking. Definitely, you will get a reference and they will get opportunity. Even you can focus on with your innovation and patent and startup also. Even ISRO will give an order to you, like how they are giving to SpaceX and Blue Origin, like that. And yes, now we have a faculty named Rajamani who is waiting in the queue.
Sir,
I think your audio is
Your
not
audio is not
breaking.
good.
sir, am I clear? Is my voice audible, sir?
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Now it is all right.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, actually, it was wonderful program, sir. So now.
No, again, it is not clear.
There are doubts to be clarified by you. Sir?
Sorry, I'm not able to hear you.
You can drop a question in chat box also.
Yes, sir. Now the boy is ready, sir.
Yeah.
Okay then. Yeah.
Why Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmer took 9 months to land on Mars after trapped in space station? What was the actual reason?
There are there are the reasons which I am not supposed to tell, because I am not an authorized person to reveal the actual reasons and other things. But in a broader sense, what I can say is, initially, to start with, NASA was using Russian launch vehicles to send the astronauts after they stopped producing their own launch vehicles. So NASA decided to have a backup for Russian launch vehicle to send astronauts. So they wanted to have homegrown companies. So that's how they selected Boeing as well as SpaceX to send the astronauts and bring them back from the International Space Stations, what we call it as ISS. So what happened was, though these two teams have been given enough fund for developing, SpaceX has shown a tremendous improvement, and then they proved that they can send the astronauts and bring them back. So they started using SpaceX, and then they were sending the astronauts to ISS and then bring them back. Meanwhile, of course, Russian also, they were taking the help, and Boeing was trying to have a similar setup what Russian or SpaceX is having. So in the process, they took some time, and when they come back and then told NASA, yes, they are ready with sending an astronaut to ISS and bring them back. Then they selected Sunita Williams and then Wilmore, so that they went into space in June 2024. Their original planned mission was to be there in 8 days and then they are supposed to come back. But in reality or in practice, while launching the Starline itself, they had a problem. The thrusters, few of their thrusters were not functioning, and few thrusters had malfunctioned, and then some of the control systems were also not performing to their intended purposes. So they had these kind of a lot of issues, but in spite of all those things, being a human rated module, it is having a lot of redundancies. That means if I have one system, to substitute that system, I will be having similar to that something like 4 like systems will be there. That is that 4 numbers like that will be there as a backup. So because of that, yes, they could safely reach the ISS station, and then they started analyzing the problem, and then finally they decided the same vehicle, it is not safe for Sunita Williams as well as Wilmore to be returned to Earth. So that is how the plan of returning from the same module was discarded, and then they were analyzing for months together, and after a month only that module has come back without these people, and then it landed successfully, but still there were a lot of problems they have seen while re-entering also. So that is the main reason. And of course it's again the higher ups to take the decision when to bring them back. And of course they are also very well accustomed to the space environment. Of course, Sunita and the other guy, they are well experienced. They spent almost very close to 300 days in space. So they can survive in any worst conditions of the space station. So that is the reason, that is another reason. And of course, they were all discussing, and then they have done some more exercises and some more experiments. And of course, Sunita Williams, she did some spacewalk, and she did some extra research work and all these things. But the decision of bring them back, there was a big question mark how it has to be done. But because their all other health and other things were not in great danger, so they allowed them to continue. But the possibilities were existing. They could have used Russian vehicle itself to bring them back immediately, or SpaceX could have been asked to send and then bring them back. But I really don't know. Technically, there is no, rather I can say there is no difficulty in bring them back immediately after the launch. That is within 10 days itself, they could have brought back. But why the delay, I cannot answer, because I am not the person who is in the decision making authority. But I can say technically every possibilities were existing to bring them back. But it took such an amount of time, and finally they could decide, and then they launched the SpaceX, and then they brought them back. There also there was a delay of again some a week or so. Even after taking a decision, why that week delay, nobody knows really. As a technical person, I can tell they could have been brought back within 10 days itself. That's all I can tell, because as a technical person, I can tell this. But as a management or as a rather NASA fellow, I cannot comment anything on that.
So, sir, more questions are popping up. I believe we have texted as much as possible, and students who are very interested and whoever wants to ask any questions, feel free. You can reach us through the system now. IAAA Club this is not the only lecture what we are going to wind up with. We are going to have more and more upcoming activities and interactions. You can send it to us through feedback and questions, whatever you want to answer about. And yes, definitely we'll give you every answer, because I'm seeing a lot of questions now. Like I will share you few, sir, what all came. How can we live in Mars without oxygen? How can we survive in Mars without water? Can we create black hole? Yes, you should watch Martian movie. There is a great example given. And we have CERN, where particle accelerator is already there. We are creating black holes in the earth already. Are we able to do it without four people? And like, I couldn't get that question. What are the gases present in Mars? See, yes, we are ready to answer every your questions and doubts, but the time won't be enough, and you need to wind up, and you need to go to your home to do your homework and other things also. I believe that your vehicles also will be waiting for you. You feel free. You think, give a thought process after reaching your home. If you are hesitant, even you ask it through your faculty. We will collect it through Hema ma'am, and we will respond to every questions. We will create a channel, and we will for communication. With this, we are trying to complete this session. We have came to the end of this session. First, I thank the management of Velamal for readily coming forward, brainstorming, and asking us to do such an event. Yes, it is a timely event, and I really appreciate on behalf of IAAA and personally Hemalata ma'am for heading this activity and immediately brainstorming and doing it. And also I thank a lot our Vice President Sundaramurthy sir and entire team of IAAA across India. Today we had Rajamurgu, Professor Rajamurgu was there. I could see a few more EC members who came in and watched it completely. Like, yes, we really thank you Shiva for doing a great job, wonderful job. And this is just a beginning. Actually, we are going to have a lot of activities, lot of interactions. This year we are going to give you more potential what we want to do it for the country. We are starting with the team of this 29 schools, and let us you try to participate more, interact more. See, normally you cannot meet a director or a mission director or a person just like that. It is very tough for you being a student. But when you come to a professional body, you are also a member. We are also a member. We are senior member. You are junior member. That's all. So utilize this opportunity. What your institution is providing you, and definitely you will get the answers. And stay connected. And thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I believe ma'am can address something now.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, our guest speaker, Dr. T.K. Sundaramurthy, sir. So coming down to the students' reach and explaining the larger concept in a very simple manner, where the age group of this community children of this generation can easily understanding and reaching them and creating an inspiration for them to come up as a next generation people, as the leaders in our country. Thank you so much, sir, for your humble presentation and the great presentation today. And I also extend my thanks to Professor C.S. Karunakaran, sir. Without you, this is not possible by connecting with IAAA body. So the greater service that you are coming forward to do to our country through the Velamal Knowledge Park, we are really proud about it, and we always keep our doors open to come up with a lot of such activities which will enlighten our students in the knowledge of the various activities like aerospace or aeronautical or astronomy kind of future coming out fields. That is a great opportunity for our students for sure, I'm telling you, sir. And I also extend my thanks for Shiv Prasad being part of this and organizing this event in association with IAAA. And this is a great support. I extend my thanks to our management, director sir, director ma'am, and associate director, and the principals, coordinators, career representatives. Without them, this is not possible. Bringing each and every student and taking this particular session to their doorstep, providing the complete facility and the infrastructure for them to get connected. And dear children, all our efforts and every single step that we take it forward for your future and your career. And we want your stay and your time that you spent in the school make it much more purposeful and the grateful, which will take you to your journey of your career. That is what the VB Careers is always trying to do it. Thank you so much for your active or interactive and knowledgeable participation in this particular session. Thank you one and all. Thank you so much, sir.
Ma'am, I believe Sundaramurthy sir might share a few words to conclude the meeting, as he is also Vice President of IAAA.
Definitely, sir.
Sir, can you hear me?
Okay,
Yeah,
Karna, yeah.
you can conclude, sir.
Oh, thank you so much for the opportunity given. In fact, it's a pleasure for me to have the interacted with the students. But the only thing is, I'm not able to have sufficient time to clear the doubts of upcoming questions. Of course, there are now a lot of time. Of course, you can mail the questions to me through IAAA. I'll be definitely able to answer if I know. Otherwise, I'll try to get the answer and then come back to you. All the very best for you people. And I think I'm really happy to see the interest among your people to know more and more about the space technology. In fact, when I was studying, I myself was not knowing I am going to get into this space technology area. But I'm lucky, of course, I got the appointment before I could complete my exams. But of course, it was okay. I can say it is a past. So for now, you should get into that and then try to have. You all people will have a very bright future, and lot of opportunities are available to you. Make use of that. All the very best for you people. I'll take leave. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. So with all your permissions, I'm ending up
Thank
the
you.
meeting, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.